Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something. Lissy? Are you there?
Da ist es. Da ist es, Lizzie.
Teddy,
My word. Look away, Lissy.
is this what happened to the villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Ugh, this is just ghastly. What made him do this? What does that say?
God forgive me.
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother
Don't.
drowned herself? Sorry. Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick. And he's too old to be Simon.
Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran, and
This happened later.
there's some consolation in that, I guess. Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact.
Ja,
nothing more
aber
to do
das wie
here.
gar nichts, ne?
I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does it look like he's resting in peace? You're just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. It's tragic, but really none of my concern.
Betty, 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 always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. What if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a scarf and a hat and ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man. Look at me when I'm talking to you. All right. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for your Betty.
Okay, dann.
I'm going to be sick. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. Teddy. Edward. I know you can. You've been through much worse.
Versuch nochmal. Vielleicht war da auf der Zahl, was er nötig hatte. Und damit unser Boot verschwunden ist.
Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened? Penny.
Perhaps she fell by accident.
So you don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
Hier wir mal auf das Sofa. And breathe.
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
Just like the book. Isn't that odd?
It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. Frederick's wife. The two brothers married sisters, remember?
Yes. And it's adorable. Keep reading.
I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before... It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister, but I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
Aha. Eine geheime Nachricht noch gefunden. Oh, hier liegt noch ein ganzer Schinken. Boah, lecker. Also versorgt würden wir hier sein mit so einem Ding. Schön Knüppel hier. Irgendwie gefühlt, jetzt wird noch was passieren. Nur weil das eine hier gerade ist, ne? Nochmal das Buch.
I almost forgot putting this aside when I lit the fire. Wasn't there an inscription inside?
Simon. Simon gave that book to Ruth. But who burned it?
Johann or Anna, if they believed Simon killed her.
But they were friendly, right? Simon and Ruth. Before...
I imagine so. And we know the sisters were close.
I still don't understand why the brothers had a falling out.
Whatever drove a wedge between them, it was big.
So, das Buch wurde teilweise das war... Genau, das war eins der Briefe, die ich schon hatte. Wie zur Hölle konnte Anna noch mithören, was da war? Oder wo wir reingeguckt haben. Muss ich noch weiter anreden? Ah, gut.
What are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy
Not now,
to...
please. I'm exhausted.
Okay, lass knacken gehen. Tag danach wird...
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
Tag 3. Let's gucken, was hier es weiter gibt. In diesem mysteriösen Dorf. Komplett verlassen und gack. Die Puppe, ne? Lass mich manchmal so wirklich komisch denken. Aber das ist einfach Tag. Nacht durchstande. Keine Schatten, die wir jagen. Oder keine Abbilder.
Alice!
I'm upstairs.
Okay.
Lissy?
Upstairs. Betty? Is that you?
Ich habe gerade gerufen. Es wird sehr wahrscheinlich sein, dass ich war. Flagge. Oh, was haben wir hier drin? Heute mal ist es den heißt Zitrone ohne Zucker, außerdem also einen halben Apfel und trockenen Toast. Ich habe letzte Zeit zugenommen von der Diät in der Zeitung gelesen. Anscheinend ist es sehr beliebt in London, aber ich bin furchtbar hungrig, ich habe Lust auf Spiegelei mit Wurst. Aha, mit Haar geschrieben, um es einzuladen, ich bin furchtbar auf. Macht mir aber Sorge um seine Schwester, wo sie wohl sein könnte. Heute früh habe ich Streit geladen. Frederik schrie die arme Astrid an, weil er Ziegen angeblich auf seinen Tante gegrast habe. Ich wollte mich einmischen, doch das hatte ich ihn nur wütender gemacht. Tagebuch, Tagebuch, Tagebuch. Ich frage, oh, Ruth hat erst was gemacht, wie das aussieht, ne? Ah, hier ist Ende. Während sie draußen waren, haben wir eine Zeichnung angesehen. Sie haben eine lebhafte Vorstellungskraft. Also, der Schwester ist nur immer vermisst hier so. Lange aus dem Haus und nicht weg. Der Ficker ist weg. Das bedeutet auch keine Kirche mehr. Ah, da ist jemand, der hier Boote kaputt macht. Und Ruf ist tot. Pianospielchen machen, ne? Draugenwalz. Und das war das Ende. Ach, lesen. Okay, kann ich nicht lesen. Vergessen Nummer. Und war den Draugenwalz gespielt. Und das Achievement dafür bekommen. Aha. Zeichnen. So viel Zeit muss sein. Das Bett, ne? Wie das aussieht. Genau. Noch ein Herd. Ein Grammophon.
Where are you?
I'm in here.
Der Traum. Dann gehen wir erstmal die andere gucken. Sehr viele Teppiche. Licht. Rufzimmer.
This is her room.
Hmm?
Are you paying attention? Ruth. Can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then nothing. Darkness. Forever and ever. Maybe there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This
Da
is a
ist
waste of
Streit
my
zu sehen.
time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
You're just being melodramatic. I'll help you look. There's still no sign of the Fretlands.
Maybe they left town after Ruth died. Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet, she was 8. This must be the village church. That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle. Simon and his father on the other.
A community divided.
Ja, da ist unsere Zerstreitung zu sehen.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
The cave. Or the...
Mine. It could be. But what did she find?
something important enough to draw.
Da haben wir noch einen weiteren Streit.
That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are more insightful than you give them credit for, Teddy Bear. She made her bed that morning. Before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter. It tells us nothing.
Why are you like this today? Betty's not the only person in the world that matters.
She matters the most to me.
Ain't that the truth?
Ein Troll.
Ruth never finished this. What does that spell? F-O-R-B.
For Banelson. The curse.
Who's that figure supposed to be? It's creepy.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew... It looks like this box under her desk.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out.
Das Geheimnis wird jetzt gelüftet. Ah, der
What is
Brosch.
this?
I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. They belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
Why would a child have these artifacts?
She must have enjoyed collecting and playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin! On the doll!
This is where it came from, her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing, perhaps the mine. She may have found a gravesite. Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things.
Vielleicht der eine Typ, der sich da gehängt hat.
There's a story here. The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
She didn't imagine the Viking artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her way of dealing with traumatic events.
This is what happens when I read you the principles of psychology. You get notions.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is
Die
that
Kirche.
a bell?
Church bell. Someone's here. Maybe... Betty.
Why would Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
Wait, isn't it more likely to be the person you saw the other night? We should be
I told
careful.
you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there. I need a minute to think about all of this.
Ist mit uns ab zur Kirche. Oh, was ist die beste Straße zur Kirche? Oh, das ist ja wie heimlich zurückgekommen.